Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherri Divband, as many of you know, and this is an episode from 3D Interference called Sex Magic. All of the videos that I'm making in the 3D Interference series is from my book, Starseeds and the Great Awakening, that just came out. I'm super excited about it. So for those of you seeing my videos for the first time, check out the book on Barnes and Noble and as well as Amazon. And what I'm doing is I am sharing segments of the book, and I'm creating these smaller videos to talk about important topics within 3D interference for now, and then I'll go on to other things in the book as well. So today's topic is sex magic, and this is an important topic because in all seriousness, it's not a joke. It is one of the most important, I think. They're all important, but this one is an extremely important topic because I don't think people realize the magnitude in which we are manipulated with sex and this hypersexuality within within our world. So I want to talk about sex magic today because sex in general. That's why we have tantra and all of these other really powerful sexual experiences that are exploited now through the dark players to utilize our energy or a deluge that's created. Because the reason I'm calling it sex magic is because sex is actually magical. And the reason for that is when there are two souls that they don't have to be married, but that genuinely love each other or have a connection that's very deep, very pure, and they are together sexually because they want to unify the connection that they have with one another, that can create an energetic convergence between the two souls where they integrate as one. That's why they have that spiral of energy, the kundalini, because the energy from both of the individuals combines as one. And then when you have sexual intercourse or sexual acts, when either or have an orgasm or climax, that opens portals of energy that are so powerful that even people will talk about Mary Magdalene doing that with Yeshua and helping him to create and bring in the powers that he has or had. And so that's controversial. I'm not going to get into that, but that's one example of something that I hear people talking about a lot. So, and the reason they're talking about that is sex magic. So when the two souls combine and they make love, they are creating this portal. So when even pre-climax, it is just the unification, the bond, the spiritual bond of two souls bringing their energy together, both physically, but also energetically. It's this process that is beautiful. It's out of this body, and it's soul to soul. It's a soul to soul connection. And when you combine the energy of one person with another person in this manner, there's love involved, care, genuine respect. This portal can open up. And when that portal is open, it's what you choose to do with it that is magical. It can be used to motivate. It can be used to create beautiful art, or inspirational poetry, or writing, or books, or inventions. It can also be healing. So when they talk about, when doctors, say, oh, a healthy sexual relationship is important, there is a lot of truth to that, because the energy that not only that is released during those opportunities, but it's really a layer above that. It's the energy that is created when two souls unite in that way. And they can create this beautiful, magnificent energy that you can choose to do anything with it. You can sit with it and meditate afterwards. You can allow that energy to heal. You can put an intention that after it's going to motivate, you're going to use that energy to motivate you to create something new, or to create art, or to create an invention, whatever it is that you want. That energy is healing and inspiring, and it can do so many different things. What happens is the energy that's created by that portal that opens is attractive to non-human beings, these energies, these spirits, demonics, all sorts of energy, and they want to loosh off of that energy because it's so powerful. But many times, because there's a strong unification between two beautiful souls that are in love, it's almost like there's a grid around it that they have trouble accessing because it's powerful, but because there's a magical connection between the two people, they're not really giving consent to these beings to siphon it. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm trying to simplify it. So what they do to recreate that is they create sexually charged, hypercharged humans all over the planet that are participating in sexuality in many capacities, whether it's at strip clubs or bars, or these sex lodges, or there's many names for them. But what they do is, if they can convince, or if they can create hypersexual human beings from the time that they are young, which I'll get into the young ones in a moment, they can continuously loosh off of the energy that's created in the sex magic that's not as powerful as it is with the unification of two souls that love each other or genuinely care or are compassionate and have respect for each other. But when people are drunk and they have one night stands, or they have orgies or multiple partners or whatever it is that they're doing, and then they incorporate drugs and alcohol and other things into it, that is a breeding ground for energies to come. And it's like, yes, they feast on it. So when there's these, that's why these elite dark parties are always, there's always sexual component to it. They put these masks on their face, they hide who they are, because they're letting the entities take over. That's why they're doing that. They're using their sexual energy and the pleasure, and they're creating and opening their own portals, but they're negative portals, to bring these demonics and these entities through, so that it gives them power. That's why these ceremonies exist. That's why they do that. I'm not even going to get into this video the specifics of the little people, but they do that to the little people because of the purity of their soul and the amount of magic that comes through from them. It's even more heightened, and that's why they target them. That's why we have the pedophiles and etc. I don't want to talk too much, and I don't want to get my channel taken down, so I'm trying to be careful right now. But you can read the book, and I talk more in depth about certain things. But the sex magic, dark sex magic, is perpetuated through, that's why they have porn. They started the whole porn industry. They started hypersexualizing the movies and TV, very subtly at first, but now it's just in your face. I mean, everything is about sex, 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 and they want sexually charged people all the time, so that they are more willing to go out and cheat on their spouses or their girlfriend or boyfriend, and just have these one night stands, because the more sex that's occurring all over the world at any given moment, that is loosh that's being created for these entities, or many entities, to loosh off of it. They use it as food, and then they makes them more powerful. And gosh, there's so many ways we can go with this, but sexually transmitted diseases are, somebody brought it to my attention, a friend of mine, that sexually transmitted demons is more like it. And that's true, because people, when they have this unification, this sexual act or rape or incest or something terrible, or drunk, or you don't remember it, or these orgies or these parties, or it's a one night stand and you have no idea the next day what you did. You don't really remember it. There was no love involved. It was just lust. It was just pure primal energy in the moment. That is when these entities can come on board, and then they hook onto the people that are in the experience. So the male or female, or multiple partners, or male and male, doesn't matter who it is. And then they can latch onto them. So now these people have really taken on sexually transmitted demons. These demons will latch onto them, and now they are with them. And then they will create an energy where they will be hypersexualized even more, and persistently going out and sleeping with more people. Sex addiction is a thing. People joke about it. I've heard comedians joking about it all the time, but it really is. It's not an excuse. No one ever said there was an excuse for any behavior, but these demons will keep them in a vibration where they're hypersexualized all the time. So they are constantly, watching porns, and doing self-pleasuring things, and then going out and having multiple partners or cheating on their partner, because that's all they're like, that's the energy that their brain is in. They are in a very primal, low vibrational state. The root chakra is very activated. The sacral chakra is very activated. And they're not working from the heart, and they loosh on this. And so that these entities thrive in this environment. It's a very real thing. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to have one night stands. I'm not saying that it's okay. It's not okay to have casual sex. Never judging. This never comes from judgment. None of these videos, nothing I ever say comes from that. But what I'm trying to say is I'm putting into people's awareness so they truly understand what is being done to create an extreme. They always work in extremes, the dark players. What can we do to extreme addiction, extreme this, extreme, everything's always extremes, because that's how they get their energy from. So they get the loosh by siphoning energy during the sex magic, during the pleasure, even during the torture, during the dark stuff too. But also then they can also get a host. So not only do they get the loosh, but then they get a host. Some of them even, some people are so far gone spiritually and connective wise that they will come and take over their body. And now the soul has been kicked out. And we have non-player characters involved because these entities have taken over, or they've pushed, the soul is still present, but their soul, like they have no control at all. And then these people will go out and they will just rape and do terrible things, because now this entity has taken over. So there's different levels of loosh, and then there's different, and then just taking over somebody altogether. All of these things are done to create and loosh off of the sex magic, and the hypersexualization. Dating apps were created, again, just like Facebook, not for our benefit, but they want to make sure that they match the right people in the right places. So these AI algorithms, you think that you're choosing who you want, but in reality, they're, a lot of these people are being paired by what the algorithms want them to be paired. And we have no idea the level in which this technology works. I mean, there's so much to it, that I don't talk about that in the book that much, because again, I have an overall understanding of it, but not the specifics. So I don't like to talk too much about things that I don't fully understand, but I know with certainty that exists, and they purposely pair people together, and they create these environments, these apps. So it's easy. They want to make it easy for people. They want to make sure that we're easily able to find each other. That's why cities were created, to pile people together, to push whatever agendas they need, and to disconnect people from nature, to make everybody close so that everything is accessible. Everything is easy. So they target, so recently, in the last probably 10 to 15 years, they're targeting the children. So they want to hypersexualize the children even younger and younger and younger. So the TV shows are getting a little bit more exploitive with the younger ones that are supposedly child appropriate, but they are, I mean, when I was in high school and I watched 90210 and things like that, like it wasn't that sexual. And in a lot of the shows that I watched, it was like kissing and this and that. And then, older kids were having sex. Now shows have kids in middle school and less, as if it's a normal thing, talking about sex and and the clothes that we wear, the music, the celebrities, everything is promoting sexualization of children from a very young age. I'm talking pre-pubescent, when these children shouldn't even be thinking about any of that. They're implanting it. It's suggestions. They're dropping the hint through movies, through TikTok, through social media, through elites, through everybody that is watching these shows. So these children, they're being targeted from a young age, so that they are more sexual at a younger age, so that they can participate in the sex magic at a younger age, so that they are more open to suggestions such as the pedophilia, and to be open to sex with even older people. It's sick. And that's what they do to target the young ones. They start with their mind, they put suggestions, and then the children feel like, well, all the other children are doing it. So that's normal. And that's what they're supposed to do. And it's all grooming and priming these children. The clothes are very apparent, the way that they dress children these days in the clothing department. Even infants are wearing crop tops. Like, it's absolutely absurd. Like, I don't even understand it. And so they sexualize them through the clothes, through the makeup, through everything they do. And it's all to get this going started, because remember, when you are participating in this, even inadvertently, even if you don't realize it, it's innocent, it's casual. The demonic energies, these entities will hook onto you, and now they're with you, and they're going to suggest in your mind to do things they wouldn't normally do. And then there's drugs and alcohol, of course, that only alter the state of awareness that the people have, and then they do things that they wouldn't normally do and they wouldn't remember. And so this is a very real occurrence. It's an agenda. It's part of the narrative, and there's a lot more to it than that. But I just want people to be aware. So it's not that you can't have casual sex. We're not targeting all of the single people out there. But they truly are, but they are, they're targeting the single people because they want to glorify being single. And a lot of the shows these days as well, it's like cool to be single, and you don't want to be, they don't want, like, nobody's married anymore. Marriage doesn't mean anything. Marriage doesn't last. And if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. You could just get a divorce. Oh, there's divorce parties now. I mean, they're just trying to disconnect or break up the family unit, the whole idea of monogamy, all of it. I mean, there's an agenda behind an agenda behind an agenda. The gender confusion, the transgender movement, to transhumanism. I mean, it's all leading to the same place: control, 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 so that we lose all sense of reality. We are in a low vibration perpetually. We have all these attachments. We cannot connect with our intuition. We lose our energetic power, our empowerment, and we are susceptible to all the other 3D programming. So sex magic is a very, very real thing. So leave some, comments, and let me know if this is resonating with people, or if they have their own experiences. That sexually transmitted demons, real thing. So what I was saying, sorry, the way to combat this, try to alter your patterns. If you constantly are on these apps to find somebody, or you only go to these specific bars or clubs, try to do passion projects. Try to take classes on pottery, or get into this club or that club. You're more likely to meet somebody in passing naturally, the way they used to do it before technology, or somebody will introduce you. Just go about your life living in your highest vibration and saying, I deserve any and all energy that's for my highest good. I attract relationships into my life, friendships into my life that are only in alignment with my highest good, and accept that, and only that, in all dimensions, time and space. You work on your inner growth, your grounding, self-love, because you're not going to attract the right partner if you don't feel like you're worthy and you don't love yourself first. So do work wholeheartedly on yourself, and then you will attract the person that is attracted to who you truly are, not the programmed version of you, or not who you think you need to be. And and you'll find that person in the grocery store, or just walking down the street, in a park, at a dog park. There's lots of different ways. So try to be very cautious about using those apps. I would. And casual sex, just think about that. It's not just the sexually transmitted diseases these days, but think about the energy that this person has, and be careful who you invite into your home. Be careful even who you give your phone number to. There can be energetic attachments through phones. And I had to change my number recently because I had 10 years worth of that. And and that's enough. Sometimes when our phone just spontaneously flies out the window and breaks, I mean, I've had that happen to people where they're like, it just literally, I was holding it, and like, I just dropped it out the window. Sometimes you need to get rid of it. There's some energy in it. Your phone got ran over. That was on purpose, because there was energy in that phone. So things happen for a reason a lot of the times. So be careful who you give your number to. Be careful who you invite into your home. Be careful where you go and what bars you go into. Those are all hot spots and breeding grounds for these energies. So if you still like them and you want to go, just protect yourself energetically, as much as possible, or just avoid them as much as you can, even better. And just really the sexual encounters that you have, try to make sure that they're with people that, you don't have to be in love. Nobody, it's not a requirement, but the more you care and there's a mutual respect and energy between the two people that are casually dating, they can still have a sexual experience, because it's the energy that they have towards each other that they're giving off. It's different. You'll notice the difference in the tone. So just be mindful, and protect yourself, because there's a lot of nefarious activities out there, and there's a lot of things designed to manipulate us and to program us, to keep us hypersexualized, to keep our mind. Because the more sexuality, although beautiful, when it's hypersexual, it keeps us in primal, keeps us in the root chakra. And that is the primal aspect of us where we don't make decisions from a higher awareness. It keeps our vibration low if we're continuously there and we're continuously craving that energy. So try to create from a higher frequency through your imagination, through your own knowing, through your own euphoria that you create for yourself by going out in nature, writing your own poetry, books, creating art, doing the things that make you, being around your animals and your children and your family and your loved ones, doing the things that elevate you. And then when you have a sexual experience, it will heighten it because you'll already be at this foundational level, and then it'll just explode from there instead of trying to get to that from down here, from a low vibration of fear, anxiety, stress, work stress. I don't have any money, this and that, all these low thoughts. Then you go out and you have sex with somebody, and then that magic that's created, you don't benefit from it, just because they just drain you. So they benefit, meaning the beings and the energy in the atmosphere. That's part of the 3D interference. And then you feel depleted. Then you feel shame. That's another element. So women or men that feel shame the next day about, oh, what did I do? That's another loosh. That's another program that people don't realize, that walk of shame that was glamorized in movies, like, it's so funny, but that's a real thing, because then you look at yourself in the mirror in shame. Now you've activated the mirror portal. You go home and you're sad and you watch Netflix for the day and you watch movies. You open up the black box portal. Just think, everything is multidimensional. One thing activates something else, and then there's layers to it. So just be mindful about every decision you make. It's exhausting. Yes, it is. And it's easier to be like, I don't know anything and I'm not going to pay attention. Yes, of course, it's easier. This all takes persistence, integrity, repetition, and motivation. So think about the choices that you make. Be careful who you let into your life, because it's not just about them. It's okay, who are they bringing in? Well, who's their entourage? What energy are they surrounded with that I'm allowing during these sexual unifications? You are basically consenting to them being with you too. So think about that. And then you'll perhaps make different choices. And if you've already done all those things and you made all the mistakes and said, Sherri, I've already been there. Okay. That's fine. Then you say, from this point forward, I only attract experiences, partnerships, relationships, into my life that are in alignment with my highest good only. And so it is in all time, dimension, and space. And then you just make different decisions moving forward, and you really work to detox yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. There's different ways to do it. And I've done many videos on that. I've talked about it. I talk about it in the book. And maybe one of these videos, I'll just focus just on that again. I'll reiterate it even more. But for today, sex magic, it's a real thing. Share this video with anybody that you think might need to hear these words. And I hope that you're open to it. And if I've triggered anybody, there's probably a reason for it. And there's no shame in any of this. It's all about how we handle it, how we take in new information these days during our spiritual journey, how we process it, how we perceive it, and then what we do with it is up to you. And I just hope that people receive it well and are open to it. And then something clicks in their mind and they're like, yes, I didn't think about it that way. Now I know, and I'm going to make different decisions. This isn't going to work on me. I do not consent. And that's my hope. That's my intention. So I hope that everybody is doing well and there'll be many more videos to come. I have a list, and I'm going to get through it as quickly as I can. And let me know how you're liking them. Let me know if you're liking the book. Please leave a review on Amazon. It will just help the book get out there to more people. Let me know if you like it, rate it, review it. I appreciate that. So thank you to everybody. Until next time. See you soon. Bye.